Is a 90-day goal setting reflection. I think this time I didn't do as well as I expect, because I think some goals I set it is really hard to finish. And my first goal is to get more knowledge of business and economic. And the goal I set is to reach my program advisor's suggestion. My I talked with my program advisor, and he suggests me to read some books about business and economic. If it is hard for me to read the English version books, he suggests me just to find some Chinese version books about the microwave. He gave me a book list, and I read some of them, but I did not finish all of them. And one is the uh, microeconomic and the economic. These two I have finished because these two books related to the course I take this semester. The course is game theater, and some of the concept I use. So I first finished these two books, and another is operation management, and I just read um, six or seven chapter of this book. And another book I just bought it, but I didn't start to read it. It's a book just teach you how to do how to communicate with others, and how to manage people in an organization. And the second goal is for me is to improve my communication ability in English. And my goal is to is to make friend of 100 native speakers and learn in everyday life. I have to say that when I set this goal, I did not think very carefully. It's hard to make friend of so many people. I have not made this much friends with native speakers, but I have made several friends. Um, some is from my roommate come from Amsterdam, and every weekend I go to Amsterdam and watch football game with him. So I made some friend of his friend, like uh, like Jew, and Jew's friend, and Taylor, and Max brother's friend, some, and also I met some friends through the. We have a gym in the second floor of our apartment, and I usually do exercise every night. So I met some friends there, and we do exercise together. And last month I bought a bike, a bicycle, and I joined a bicycle club, and that club is in the near the I don't know the exactly address, but it's near the lakefront, and every weekend they have a event just let people just to ride a bike in the lakefront, and I made several friends there. And I think through that kind of activities, I improve my speaking, my communication skills. Though I speaking skills is still poor, but now I'm not afraid to say. Mm, and I think my listening skills is improved, and I have now the native speaker say something I can understand, compared to the at the beginning, like when I come to US, when they said, I if I want to understand what they said, I should say, excuse me, I didn't hear you. Could you please repeat that again? Maybe several times. But now, once they said, if not too quickly, I can understand what they said. And the second goal is to improve my time management ability. And the 30 days goal is first is to use the spare time to learn, uh, to get driving lessons. And the second is um, to learn uh, to learn the harmonic, and the third is use the spare time to spare all the museum in Chicago. I didn't finish all of this course, but to begin with, the getting a driving lessons. I didn't get the driving lessons, but I go to the the place where I can get a driving lessons in Chicago, and I got a book that introduces the rule of the uh, rule in Chicago, and I learned several of them, and I plan to get these lessons before the final, and I and my friend will drive to Florida this winter holidays. And the second, I use the spare time to learn the Homeric. I cannot play very well, but I can play easy songs nowadays. And the third is to explore all the museums in Chicago. I searched there are more than 60 museums in Chicago. I cannot explore all of them in 90 days because I only have time in weekend, and the price of some museum is high. So at the beginning, I didn't I just go to the museum as a free day. And last two last month, I just got a I just got a library card in from the Chicago Public Library, and I can borrow the museum passport, so I can go to the museum for free day at any time I can. And I have already explored the field museum, the art museum, the sport museum, the Science and Industrial Museum, and the Bridge Museum, and the Chicago History Museum, and the African American uh, History Museum, and a farm museum in the east western of Chicago, and several small museums that I don't remember the exactly name. And I think in those three courses, the most interesting is to improve my time management ability, and use the use to balance the how learn balance the how to learn in the school, and how to have fun in the spare time, and use my spare time to do a lot of things.